Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, I'm back with part two. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick and jump into it. My next top 10 is my top 10 WTF movies. I'm quite sure you know what that means. To me, these are movies that I watch and I was just blown away. Again, I try to stay away from some of the mainstream go to iconic horror movies and pick stuff that I like. So, with that being said, let me just jump right into it. And the first one on that list is The Exorcist. I seen this movie, I think around 10 or 9. And it left a lasting impression on me. It was off the hook. Wasn't really ready for it. Of course, my household where I grew up at, so watching this as a youngster really did a little trip on me. The next one that I watched that I definitely enjoy and I will recommend is I Saw the Devil. It's a Korean movie. I put it in a horror genre because some of the contents and what was going on in this movie qualifies it as a horror movie. Um, if not, it's still a WTF movie, so check it out. The next one on my list is called The Collector. Now, you know what? This movie right here, The Collector, it got like lost in the shuffle. It's a great movie. This is the time when Saw was out. Uh, I think this rivals Saw in certain aspect as well written as a tight, nice little movie. Also, part two was great. So if you haven't seen The Collector, I recommend it. Let's see the next one up there. Dead Alive. Again, this one was one of those movies that it was a pleasant surprise. I got this at the video stores, and we had video stores, like your Blockbusters and stuff like that. Um, Actually, I'm looking for the poster because I enjoyed the cover of the DVD, the DVD case. So, looking for the cover, get that as a poster. Moving on is this really funky, weird one. It's called The Human Centipede. Quite sure you guys seen it. If you haven't, you can get away with watching the first one. I watched all three. The last one was lackluster, but again, the first one was really one of those what the F type movies. Uh, Moving along, now this one right here was hard for me to watch. I think I had to stop watching it and come back and finish it, and that's The Girl Next Door. Definitely left an impression on me. I know it was a true story. I just can't believe some of the stuff that we as people do to each other. This is humane. I did some research on the actual people who did it. Some of them got out of jail maybe 10 years ago. I think the lady who was the mother of the badass kids, she died in jail. But again, The Girl Next Door is off the hook. The next one I got up here on my list, and this is just a classic to me, and that's Oh Boy. The ending, I did not expect. I was sitting there with my mouth open, like, what is going on here? Um, you talking about revenge films? This one takes the cake. So if you haven't seen it, I'm recommending it. Please don't ask people about it if you don't know nothing about it. Just watch it and be blown away. And I will say this rivals the ending to Seven, and Seven was a good ending. The next movie on my list is a Serbian film. I don't even say anything about this one. You already know what it is. Off the hook. Definitely one shot deal that I watched. It's in my collection, Blu-ray collection, and I would not break this movie out unless I come across another hardcore horror horror fan type guy who wants to watch this. This is something I would not recommend to your average horror moviegoers. The next one that made my list is Frailty. Definitely enjoyed it. Another movie that got lost in the shuffle. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. So Frailty. And the last but not least, it's a classic. It is funny because when I went to down to New York to pick this movie up, because I live in Connecticut and I go down and get some of my movies, the shop owner of the video store recommended this movie. He just gave me this look. The look that only another movie buff goer gives another person when they recommend something. And that's all I needed. And when I got home and watched that movie, I was blown away. So Itchy the Killer made my top 10 What the F movies. So moving right along, I just want to get into some cult movies. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. These are movies that I find is kind of good around this season, you know, the Hollywood fall season. And these are some of my go-to movies, which I need to collect them on Vudu because I'm doing my collection over again on Vudu. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. Trick or Treat is number 1. Highly recommend it. Number 2 is Creep Show, along with Tales from the Hood, along with Tales from the Crypt. All 3 are in the number 2 spot. Get Out is a more modern, new cult classic for me. Phantasm, just gotta watch that. Can't get away from that. If you're a horror buff, you already know what that is. Trilogy of Terror. Again, if you haven't seen this, it's a trilogy. There's one with this little African doll in there that is off the hook. So that alone had me buying it. Raw, Swedish movie. I think it's from Switzerland, something like that. Great movie. The Descent. Another one I got lost in the shuffle. Definitely a great movie to watch. Damn, Dead Alive made it again. It's a great movie. The Howling, classic, old school movie. I'm gonna put The Howling and American Werewolf in London in the same category. Same number, 9. They both share the spot. And the last but not least is Hatchet. The first one. The second one was great. The last one was straight trash. So there you have just my list of my top 10 What the F movies and my top 10 cult movies. Hey, if you got a movie if you got your own list you want to share with me, please share it. What I just watched, definitely looking to see what you have on your list if you want to respond to this with your own video. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.